What's up, Team Stone? This is Alvin Atwater, and as you saw in the video title, I'm leaving Audible. Now, it's going to be a bit more complicated than that. There are many factors that led up to this point and what could happen, to possibly salvage the situation. But let's just go from, I guess, I don't know if I can say start from the beginning, but let's take a quick preview of my tiny presence on Audible. Tiny. So, so far we got up to 17 books. 18 has been in pending for fucking going on 2 months right now. I'm pretty sure. I think we submitted this in late August, September. But yeah, I'll show that actually right here if it loads. Okay. Now, we submitted this submission date is wrong. We submitted it before that. I don't know why they do that. Accepted August. It's not a long audiobook, so it didn't take David that long to finish it. But anyway, and it's not just with this audiobook. If you're an audiobook listener, you probably get this every freaking time. At every 3 months, it feels like you'll get a new release. It's not me. These books are short. These are light novel audiobooks. They don't take David that long to record. And so we submit it, and then we gotta wait. It used to be 10 to 14 days, and then they changed things. Even though in the earlier days, back in the early days, they kind of met that 10 to 4 days, and then everything sort of changed to around volume 10, where the time just out of nowhere extended. And then, of course, with the disaster that is 12, as you can see, how many ratings sort of just dropped between, let's say, like 10 and 12. It's all down here from here. But none of that is why I'm leaving Audible. Like, I want to like the platform, but the ACX in which we have to use to submit audiobooks to get them reviewed. I don't think they actually do anything, but reviewed, and then from there wait to get on the platform. Fine if the the waiting time and the process was reasonable. If they sort of told us, maybe put a meter and telling us what's going on, but sitting on pending for months and months and not know what's going on is what caused the disaster with Audiobook 12 and basically everything that I tried to get an answer. They never had an answer. It was always just bullshit. And 12 was long before, the pandemic and shit, though. So it ended up being released. Look at this gap. Book 11 was released in January. And of course, Book 12 was already pretty much done by the time 11 released and got put into submission. And yet, we didn't get anything until, and it was released a little bit later. And they put it as March, but it was a little bit, not March, May. But it was a little bit later than May. But it finally got released. Look at Volume 13. Volume 13 was approved before 12. Right now, what I'm doing is just showing. By the way, 14 and 13 were approved around the same time, I believe. So the 12 and 14 were. They put it in there. And this right here, I believe this is incorrect. A lot of these release dates are just completely wrong, completely incorrect. But none of that is going to matter, because ACX, not only have I just been having so much trouble with ACX in terms of my audiobooks getting onto their platform, but I'm also having pay problems. Like I'm not making shit, if I want to be blunt. Um, it looks like I'm making something right because I sold some, but let me factor in something called Audible's garbage broken return system. If you, yeah, I don't even want to get into that. That right there is every indie author has to deal with that. But you know, you can probably automatically tell that my books is going to be hit with the return the most. I mean, uh, come on. People are going to be returning ATS all the time. But do you know how much that just, I don't know, how do I word this? How much Audible punishes the author? Oh yeah, they're going to get that money. They're going to get that money back. Every return is going to be taken out of that. And the return system is just absolute broken. That's not even the main reason why I'm leaving Audible. And I'm willing to stay on Audible as non-exclusive if this campaign goes through. But that aside, that's just one of the major problems, and I believe, and I need to address that in here. That ATS is definitely I don't know. The word is not going to come out of my mouth, but just look at it. People are going to be returning this all the time. That's just the grim reality of it. So every time I look at my disappointing fucking pay, and I'm just realizing, this is not going to ever get up. I'll never be able to really be a business with this. I want to, I love the series, the audio series. I love the narration, and I would love to keep things on the platform. But I'm not going to sit there for the rest of my life on Audible making pennies. No, it's not. It's not going to work like that. So I'm removing it from Audible, and it's not because of the garbage system. That's just a part of what every indie author has to go through. It's ACX, the platform we have to submit to, their garbage system. So, as royalties, I'm going to break this one. As royalties go, Audible, basically, they're going to get 60%. And past 40% down the tube, the royalty, this is the royalty share contract. 20% goes to me, 20% goes to David, the narrator. And of course, obviously, if people return their books, whatever, or that money automatically gets taken out, and Audible gets that back. So, but that's how it is. So I'm only making 20%. Most authors choose to pay their narrator up front, and they do that for a reason, so that they can get the entire 40%. And if they're actually successful on the platform, then they can use that to probably expand their business and build things back up. They won't be but the waiting system, like, since I'm on this terrible 20% and I'm making pennies, the least I can do is try to get my releases out on time. So at least, I'll be able to get something monthly instead of worrying about, oh shit, am I going to get paid by Audible this month? Because it's a chunk of my income, right? So not the biggest chunk of it, but it is a visible chunk of my income, and I would like to keep that going, keep it right. But every month that my newest release is sitting in limbo is a month that I just lost all of the money, just losing money. People, look, this has only 45 ratings. If you compare it, 12 started the disaster, the downhill disaster. It finally came out, and it's pitiful. Not that I have that many ratings, but usually the average would be at least above 100, and I consider that just fine for Audible. But it's terrible. After all these months, these ratings continue to plummet. For a while, this is actually just sitting on like 30. I think both of these maybe, sitting on like 30. But as you can see, things just went downhill. I thought about canceling earlier, but now this time it's just not worth it. Most of the audience, just think about it. We've got many audiobooks to choose from, many lit RPG audiobooks. What's ATS for an audiobook user who probably could be on the standard $14 or $15 a month? And from there, they just decide, what, I'll just use my credit on this, and they get into another series, and from there, they just move on. So yeah, give me a second. It looks like my damn thing has crashed, and we're back. Wow. Fortunately, Bandicam is still going on. I might have to cut that, or it might still be on. But anyway, most people might be on the standard 1 credit a month system, and if I'm not releasing at all, fuck it, then I just lose out. I just miss out, right? So they'll just go with another author. Which, can you blame them? Of course not. Come on, that's just common sense. So I'm losing audience members rapidly, and it ain't on them. Sure, it's not their fault. So basically, there's so much I can go into on how much ACX is screwing me that led me to this decision. This fucking, I don't want to be doing this. I would love to leave my shit on the platform and just carry out my day, and then just but when I'm just making only pennies, and I'm just man, what is even the point of this on air when I could just go non-exclusive, widely distribute my shit everywhere, including my website, and probably make more. I might not make more, but I highly doubt it'll be any worse than a system that has a fucking damn near 3-month waiting time for each and every fucking release. Every release, a 3-month waiting time, 2 to 3 months, if it even comes out. Sometimes it just like right now, I'm worried. I shouldn't even be worried, but my shit is still in pending hell. So what I'm going to probably do is just say fuck it and make it available on my website, but I can't do that. I don't want to breach my contract on the royalty share, and I don't want to screw my narrator over. If I would have paid for this shit out of the pocket, then that's another story, but I'm not going to put 18 on my website or something like that. It's just not happening, because I wrote the book, but the narrator narrated the book, and I agreed upon that royalty share. That's a terrible contract, terrible, awful contract, but I clicked the button, I offered it, and it is what it is. But that's why I'm not accepting any more royalty share contracts. No more. So if this campaign does fail, which it probably is, won't be surprising. There's just too many things going on this year, and people just don't have it. So I'm not going to sit there and sit on a fucking high horse and act like people got money and time for this shit, because ultimately this is a luxury anyway. So I'm not blaming people. I damn sure appreciate people that do share and talk about this, or even in, obviously back and all of that. But like, if you don't get it, you don't get it. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a problem I will have to handle on my own. But yeah, I'm not going to. I'm standing up to Amazon and Audible. I'm not taking this shit anymore. I'm moving. Like, books 1 through 18 will remain on the platform. They're under a 7-year royalty share contract, so they're going to remain exclusive to Audible. It is what it is. I could probably, I don't know. I don't know if I could mail the royalty share is a strange thing. I might not be able to email them and take it off. So it's going to stay on, and I'm going to. It is what it is. One thing that I can try, because there's 1 through 18 sort of sitting there in the back hole, I can experiment and see if 19 will work off platform. But like, I'm not standing down with this one, because it's like, what I'm gonna do, go the rest of my life, go the rest of my career, should I say, being shot on by this mega corporation. No, I'm done with that shit. MSC, Michael Scott Earl, from what I've seen, it looked like he was unfairly banned from Amazon. And when you get banned, but thankfully, he spent years building his audience, so his fans were loyal. They followed, they go to his website, they download all his Audible and his stuff. So he does everything through a Kickstarter, and from what I'm seeing, it's working out. And I'm glad to see an indie author kicking ass. So I'm not going to kickstart all of these. I just want to kickstart this one. I need to know the interest in it, and like, I'm going to click over here, and here's the project. Like, for instance, if it remains 7 backers, and I know I have way more audiobook readers, I'm not sure if those audiobook readers pay attention to my page, but quite a bit of people pay attention to my page, and the audiobook listeners way more. They don't have to. You don't. Sharing this is just as good as, paying or anything. Sharing this, but we'll see. I'm not trying to push this on anybody. I'm just telling you what's going to happen, how it's going to. This is the reality of it. So, yeah, the gist here. I tell you, I'm being dead ass upfront with you. I don't got time for that hiding shit. Telling you straight up, man, this shit's going to be, it's gone. Like, if this fails, the audiobook series, like, I love you, David, but like, there's no way. I've been looking at this pattern for too long, man, and I will probably, with the Fallen Throne series, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I don't know, it may stay under that. I don't know. Or I might just. It depends on how the first one does. It's already been recorded, and it's already been signed under the royalty share contract. Another one I'm letting go in the waste, by the way. But if it does well, we'll see. But the ebooks are kind of doing a bit. More people are being aware of it, and it's starting to get a little bit better. But for now, we'll have to see how the audio side do. As for ATS, my flagship series for now, I don't know. The audiobooks are like, I'll probably crank up the ebook side of things, or might not. But as for the audiobook, you probably heard many indie authors talk about how much of a disaster audiobooks are. Now, when I first started, I had no money. I don't got it like that. I still don't got it like that. So I signed on to the royalty share, which requires no upfront costs. but instead you just pay half of your earnings to pay the audiobooks. I had no idea that that ATS would be like explode to where it's at and do so well. So I, brand new to the lit RPG genre, so I didn't know that it was this good. So now I don't got a huge problem. No, just paying half of my royalties this way, and now if the releases weren't so fucking awful, if I was getting my money's worth, as in these releases are boom boom, I'm able to give you a release date. Audible doesn't tell us shit. I don't know when my books will ever hit the fucking platform. So every time everybody asks me when this is going to come out, I don't know. That it shouldn't be like that. It should not be like that. I should always know. It should not be the day of the release that I'm just now knowing, and I have to scramble to get this posted so that people would know. That's ridiculous, right? There should be a release date. I know with my ebooks, I do things differently. That's because they're usually released monthly. They're usually released monthly. If there isn't, there could be like either I could be working on a longer book, or could be burnout or something. But it's coming, and I usually give you a heads up. I keep in the Discord under my username, you will literally be able to see the status of whatever I'm working on right at that moment. Under there, you'll see my status, and it'll tell you what chapter I'm working on and the percentage of that chapter, what volume, what chapter I'm working on, and the percentage of that chapter complete. So you can track the entire process. Or you can just ask me where I'm at. I'm always willing and happy to tell people. Like I said, I love writing the series, but I don't love mega corporations stomping on me. Like I don't even like. I was hoping that I could get to the point where I can fund this manga, fund the ebooks and audiobooks, maybe get some paperbacks and hardcovers in there, and not have to worry about money, not have to mention anything, just fund it all myself. I just don't do Kickstarters. This is the second one ever. The first one, I think it was probably just not right for that one. I think I was kind of an unreasonable Kickstarter, which is why I canceled it. I just didn't like it. And now Kickstarter is still all or nothing, but I don't think I have the fan base to fulfill that, or not enough interest. I haven't really spoken much about the manga in a bit. Now, usually on Discord, I'll talk about that. I post pictures and little early sketches of where we're at. But in terms of talking about the manga, I haven't really spoken enough about it. And I guess I don't know how much interest, because most of my readers are either ebook or their audiobook. Like it's like truck drivers, man. They gotta travel long ways, work all of these hours on the road, and they pop in a little audiobook, and they listen to a story, which I do that on long drives and to the stores and shit. Just listen to a story that you love while you're driving. It helps pass the time. It really helps pass the time. I used to listen to them all the time when at work, back when I was in the military. So helps on projects, or if you get stuck with some bitch work. It's the only way I can call it. Audiobooks passes the time. But this is the state of where I'm at. So the whole gist of it, of why I'm leaving Audible is because of their platform called ACX. ACX. It's shit, man. It's shit. I will never be able to expand as a business. I will always be stuck getting pennies off of this. And yeah, fuck that. Fuck that, man. I'd rather not have any audiobooks at all than let this fucking mega corporation take all of my money every fucking time. I see how much I'm making. I did the math and I'm like, man, if I had this, I would be able to fund the manga at the very least. My own money. Yeah, fuck that. So, what I might have to do, seeing that this is doomed. No offense for the ones who back, man. You guys are rock stars, and these are probably the same 7 that were among the 9 that backed the manga. Maybe not, but this is only one day. I put 20. It's only been a day, so 7 a day for me is pretty good. If I was a huge enough author like MSC, it probably would have been funded instantly. But I'm not going to be making any. I'm not going to pretend. I'm just going to be blunt with everything. That's just how I am. Like, I'm not here trying to make money. This is why I selected full fixed goal. If it makes it, then the project will go through. And if it doesn't, Indiegogo will be refunding all 300 or wherever it gets to, all of that, and I won't have anything to do with that. So it'll probably take like 5 days or something, like 3 to 5 days, however it is. But they themselves, the system that they have, will do all of that, and this would just be nixed. Now, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions at all regarding the audiobooks, regarding the series, regarding Volume 19, Volume 20, the seasons, right now, as ATS is looking, I'm looking at least probably like 5 seasons. Like 5 seasons. I don't think all of them will end up being 20 books. Could be. But there's a lot in this world, and it is a shame that it'd be a long, let's say this production is fail, which is, I probably set 3K a bit too high again. 3K, because that's like fucking 2 audiobooks. Like, it depends on a lot of factors in producing this shit and all the costs involved. But beforehand I've been pretty much paying half of my royalties to cover the cost of that. And some of that shit is steep. I'm done with that, man. But let's say this fails. And maybe one day in the future I can come back to this. I don't know how far in the future, how far off. Maybe this week's paycheck is somehow, which I doubt, it's somehow amazing, and I actually have enough. If it reaches like way where all of my bills are paid and shit like that, and all of my everything is paid, and somehow I have an excess amount of income, then I would probably cancel this Indiegogo, because I fuck waiting. I'll just cancel that and back here David. Well, not here David. Obviously David would have to record first. And then we'll see how that record, and we'll do performance per hour I think it's called PFH or whatever. Just pay him per hour. And I can easily determine how much it goes based on factors. But a sure shit will be way more fair than fucking Audible. Not to mention, if I can pay him this each month instead of him having to wait fucking 3 months, just it's terrible, man. It's terrible. But David is cool as hell, man. He's willing to stick with ATS even outside of the ACX. There are other projects that he's working on too that he's signed on. Speaking of that, this same problem, 2 months with another author that he's working with, which is a shame. How this ACX is just a virus spreading. One thing we have to do is look at other platforms, audiobooks.com, Overdrive, all of this. Let's try to demonopolize. It's not even a word. Let's try to remove the monopoly from Audible. They had it too long, and now they're just abusing their power. Which, are you surprised that a mega corporation is doing that? Probably not. But man, they need to be taken down. They need competition. They need competition. That royalty share contract. Did you know that they decreased royalties and that they can actually do this anytime? Well, I'm glad I could enlighten you. Now, I'm bitchy right now, right? But no, this is not on you, man. This is not on none of you guys. You probably already know that my venom is. I've been making it clear that my venom is directed towards ACX and Audible. ACX is Audible's distribution platform. All of my venom, and I'm just sort of just trying to explain this. And if I didn't make it clear, I mean, please ask questions. You don't have to back this, by the way. You don't. You don't even have to share it. I just want to make everyone aware, just awareness of just how shitty it is being a part of ACX. And if I can take all 18 of my audiobooks and move them somewhere else, I would. And I wouldn't even look back. Yeah, that's just, I'm done with it. But here are the tiers, and I do offer 18 under the $40 tier because fuck it. This is the standard. You're basically pre-ordering audiobook 19. This is where you get it, and of course you get it here. But I'm also doing something a little bit farther. I'm also including both the ebook and the paperback. Now, you know how I am with paperbacks. I don't do them because I'm not doing them. There's absolutely no real demand for paperback. There are people who have been asking about it. That's a few, but not enough to make me invest in it. It takes a lot of time to make these, and then not. But for anybody who select this goes through, I'm damn sure willing to make this happen. I have an awesome program that I use on my Mac, my refurbished $100 old Mac that runs a program called Vellum, and it'll help generate the base for it. And you can, if you saw I think 12 and 15 are the only ones I have here. If you saw those, man, they look good. You open them up, they look beautiful. But because the demand for it is just not there, it's too costly. They are way too costly, man. But I'm only, because you've already covered the cost here. But like, my biggest, most proud moment here is offering Audiobook 18 at this tier. And it's just, I feel the defiance. Like, fuck it, you know. If you're helping it, you're helping it. And yeah, I know the retail price is a little higher than what, but I'm not making anybody pay any of that. But yeah, that's it. I know I said that's it like what 20 times now, but I had to explain this because you think after a couple of years of being on this platform and publishing this much and getting, I mean, I've moved quite a bit. I like to think almost 15, we're at 14,546 according to this as of October 25th. I mean, that's not, I think that's pretty good for me, in my opinion. I think if anything, I should have just a little tiny bit of respect that I haven't left the platform like I should have. No, man. I think that rather they just trying to kick me off. This system right now is basically there to keep my pay for the last paychecks, keep it beneath a threshold, keep it low, keep it at pennies. What they're not realizing is that without being able to get a fair pay, without getting fair release rates, without being able to know when my shit's even going to hit the platform so that I can tell listeners when about a release date or anything, without any of that, I can't expand this as a business. It's not going anywhere. It is a disaster. This whole thing is a disaster. This is awful. The royalty share contract is just straight up trash, man. I'm just being honest with you. It is trash. But I wouldn't have had. I started off not having a problem with it, even though I know I was overpaying. But like I didn't have a problem with it because beforehand they were releasing, before Volume 10, they were releasing right at a faster rate, a way faster rate. They were hitting almost monthly. If they would have just not fucked me over, kept that going, we wouldn't be here right now. I'd accept paying that for that speed, for that fare, because no bullshit changes and it's a predictable release time. I won't have to worry about if my shit's going to hit the platform or is it going to be stuck in pending review hell. But yeah, I'm out. This is why I'm no longer going to put audiobooks on Audible. Like I'm the audiobook, I'm not going to get any more audiobooks produced. I'm not paying for any more. I'm not paying any more. It's way too expensive to be treated like just straight up garbage by this mega corporation. It's costing me way too much. I'm not going to be able to expand as a business. People might think not being able to pay up front is a plus, but it's not. There's a reason why, like some of your top genre authors are like the author of Awaken Online, the author of Shadow Sun, why they pay out the pocket up front to their narrators. Because the royalty share contract is a virus. It's a trap. And newbie authors like myself, when I back in the day, I got into it, and I just sort of just let it go on for so long, and and here it is. Now Audible is just being even more trash, accounting for people returning their books. Audible throttling, just like holding my books and not releasing them, causing me to have months of no pay from them. No, man, I'm not going through this shit anymore. Like, I did the math, and I'm just like, damn. Here I am. I'm like struggling to pay my manga artists because I'm being fucked over by this mega corporation. Like, I shouldn't have to be running Kickstarters. And even this, man, I might just straight up cancel it and just be done. Just be like, I'm thinking about it. Just get this shit off my show. But no, I'm going to at least see what happens. And, we'll see. I'm already, I'm not going to be surprised when it fails. I'm not good at the Kickstarter thing. I don't do that. I don't really relying on others is not me. I usually I can self-fund something, but I can't self-fund this. This I don't even like the audiobooks. It's not something I really need. I can just do away with it. It's kind of like I don't know. We'll see. But like I said, any questions, just let me know, and I'll do my damn best to get back to you. This is an awareness video of just how shitty Audible is. Peace.